Hey, what's up? Keith from Trigger Happy, and I'm going to do another quick video on concealed carry, and the topic here is how to properly carry a 1911 single action gun or something like this Bersa Thunder 380, which is a single action double action and has very similar features to what a 1911 would have. With a 1911, there's three types of ways to carry it, I guess. There's condition 1, 2, and 3, and I'll go over each of those and the advantages and disadvantages of each. On a 1911, basically it's a single action trigger, meaning it's a light trigger pull. The trigger performs one action, which is to release the hammer and fire your weapon. On all 1911s, you're going to have a manual safety, either located on the left side or in some versions it would be ambidextrous. This SIG P238 is essentially a 1911 clone, so I'll use it to demonstrate since it's my everyday carry gun. A condition 1 carry style would be a round in the chamber, hammer back, safety on. That is the most ready position that it can be in, and some people are a little intimidated by this because you're essentially relying on a safety because it's such a light trigger pull to keep the gun from not firing. But on a full-size 1911, you're going to have the added safety of a beaver tail safety as well. Why this is so advantageous is basically your only action to fire this gun is once you draw, that is to take the safety off and fire the gun. That's pretty much all there is to it. So it's quick and it's easy and less steps to deal with. Condition 2 on a 1911 or single action style gun would be a round in the chamber, hammer down, safety on. So you have two steps now in order to fire this gun. That one would be safety off, pull the hammer, fire the gun. So it's a little more complicated. The other thing is you're going to have to get used to having a round in the chamber and then gently letting the hammer down so you don't fire that round off. That takes a lot of practice, and even then accidents happen, so you've got to be extremely careful when you do that. And you don't want to be doing that, if you live in an urban or suburban area, trying to let the hammer down and accidentally goes off, you're going to have some explaining to do on that. So that's another thing. Condition 3 would be hammer down, safety on, and no round in the chamber. So you've got to then safety off, rack the slide, and then fire your shot. Just a lot of steps, a lot of things to go wrong, especially on a smaller gun like this. It can possibly jam up being on a 380. So I don't like carrying that way at all. It just kind of defeats the purpose to me. It's just a lot of things to do before I can fire a round off. Again, most people are going to carry condition 1, but it's a little scary if someone were to see you for any reason basically walking around with a gun like this. It's intimidating. I mean, granted, you're carrying a gun that clearly shows it's cocked and locked. So to somebody that's not well versed in 1911s or single action pistols, this look is a little scary to them. And they're thinking you must be some kind of maniac walking around with a gun like that. In my opinion, it's actually safer to carry the gun this way than it is to carry in a condition 2 or 3 type, because you've got to do so many other things to be able to fire the gun. Now on something like a Bersa here or another single action double action gun, condition 2 can be advantageous. Basically there's condition 1, round in the chamber, hammer back, safety on. Condition 2 on a single action double action gun can be kind of nice because you've got a round chamber, safety on, but because it's double action on the first shot, you've got a longer trigger pull, but you don't have to pull back that hammer. Basically, you're just going to pull the trigger. So that is kind of nice on a single action, double action gun because you've got the options to do either one. So, and by the way, these are awesome little carry guns. If you don't know anything about Bursa Thunder 380s, check that thing out. So anyway, back to this. You've got to find the style that fits you. I would recommend you get used to carrying your gun in condition 1, but it takes some getting used to. But to be quite honest with you, if you're carrying a Glock, a Smith & Wesson, a Springfield, some of these more common striker-fired double-action pistols, you're essentially walking around with a condition 1 pistol anyway, because if you have a round chambered, there's no safety on a majority of those guns aside from the trigger safety. So basically, all you have to do is pull the trigger and they're going to fire. So if you ask me, this is actually a safer gun to carry cocked and locked because you've still got your manual safety here, as opposed to something like a Glock, because you know you get the finger on the trigger and it's going to go off. So you know it's kind of people think you're nuts for carrying a 1911, but in my opinion, it's a safer way to travel. So you know, sound off in the comments if you have a different point of view or whatnot, or how you carry your gun, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for checking us out, and again, if you want to find us on Facebook, Trigger Happy Guns and Ammo, we'd like to see you on there. Thanks a lot.